Virginia, Washington, Rhode Island, and several other U.S. states are joining California in calls for higher taxes on top earners. Here's a breakdown of what 7 U.S. states are proposing for 2026 and beyond, as well as how expats can position themselves to avoid getting hit. Let's dive in. We'll start with California. The state's Billionaire Income Tax Act is a ballot initiative that is likely headed to voters this November. It would impose a one-time 5% tax on the net worth of California residents worth $1 billion or more, and it would be retroactive to January 1st, 2026. Now, California, it already maintains the highest top income tax rate in the country, and they're known for targeting expats and remote workers for taxes. We have a few separate videos on California just by itself, so make sure you check those out in our tax playlist. Then we have Washington State, which used to have a zero personal income tax. Not anymore. On March 30th, 2026, the governor signed a law imposing a 9.9% tax on household income above $1 million. Now, this law takes effect on January 1st of 2028, with the first payments due in 2029, so you still have time to prepare for this. Next up is Rhode Island. Small state, but they have some big ideas for new taxes. The state is currently considering a 3% surtax on incomes over $1 million. That means an estimated 2,300 people living in Rhode Island would see their top rate jump from 5.99% to 8.99%. In Michigan, a ballot initiative would establish a 5% surcharge on individuals earning more than $500,000 per year or $1 million for joint filers. Efforts to collect signatures for the November election were suspended, but the campaign is expected to return in 2027 with the goal of getting on the 2028 ballot. Michigan's current flat tax is at 4.25%. If this proposal eventually becomes law, that would get to 9.25%. Virginia, one surprising entry on this list. The state has maintained a flat top rate of 5.75% for many years, but that could be over soon. A proposed bill for 2026 would impose an 8% rate on income above $600,000 and a 10% rate on income over $1 million starting in 2027. A separate bill would add a new 3.8% net investment income tax on individuals, trusts, and estates, also starting in 2027. And that 3.8% would also apply to dividends, interest, capital gains, rental income, and other passive business income once your federal modified adjusted gross income exceeds $500,000. So altogether, if these proposals are enacted, that could raise Virginia's effective top marginal income tax rate to approximately 13.8%. That's higher than even California. Like a few of the other states on our list, Colorado is pushing its debate to the voters. A proposed constitutional amendment would raise the income tax rate for residents making at least $600,000 a year, and that could top out at 9.2% if you earn $10 million a year or more. Then there's New York City, and we're talking about the city, not the state, but in many ways, New York City kind of acts like its own state. Right now, there's a proposal from the city's administration to raise the top income tax rate from 3.9% to 5.9%. So why are we talking about income tax rates here? Well, the good news is that if you're a digital nomad, you're an expat, you're living overseas, you don't have to subject yourself to taxes that only seem to go up. We've put out a lot of content on this channel about how to move your domicile from a high tax state to a zero personal income tax state like Florida, Texas, or Nevada. Now, if the do-it-yourself approach is too complicated, you don't want to deal with all the paperwork, here at Savvy Nomad, we can coach you through the process, and we can actually get you a real residential address in Florida that you can use for tax and legal purposes. Link is in the video description, and make sure you use the code YouTube for a special discount. Whatever path you decide to go down, it's a total no-brainer to do this, but you want to make sure you do it as soon as possible before all these new taxes take effect. Remember that it takes time to transfer your domicile and get new residency in another state. This is not something you want to be doing at the last minute. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and join our free weekly email list, Americans Abroad, for all the latest updates on the expat and nomad lifestyle. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.